Website query now. Murli says that he has sold a property. He wants to know by when he should reinvest the capital gains in another residential property. He asks if this time period is calculated from the date of sale. He also wants to know if this timeline must be followed strictly and if it's okay to breach it by a month or two. I don't think the tax department will be okay with you doing things like that. Suresh, what do you have to say?
Yeah, so Mr. Murli, first of all, from the date of sale, you have 2 years time to purchase a new property or 3 years time to construct a new property. So first of all, whether it is a purchase or construction, you need to decide that, and then you have 2 years or 3 years. Even if you purchase the property 1 year before the date of sale, even that is also eligible for exemption. So this is the time period. There is no provision in the law whereby there is any sort of power with the tax authority to give you extension. So these timelines have to be strictly followed. If you do not follow the timelines, you will not be eligible for the exemption. Then there is one more issue which you need to keep in mind. In case you have not made the investment by the due date of your filing the return, then you need to deposit this amount in a special capital gains account scheme. And from there you have to make investment, because the tax authorities are not able to otherwise monitor at the time of filing the return if you claim that I am going to invest, and afterwards if you don't actually invest. So you need to deposit this money in a special capital gains accounts, which is under the scheme, and invest from there. So that is very important.
So Suresh, hang on here. If say the 3-year period is over, I have not reinvested the gains, I have not been able to do it, or I am about to sign an agreement. You are saying oppose the 3 years also, I can hold this money in the capital gains account and invest from that particular account.
No. What I am saying is that basically, let's say for example, you have sold the property in this financial year, which is 16-17. You have to file your return by 31st July 2017. So the period of, let's say, 2 years is not yet over, and the period of even 3 years for construction is not over.
Right.
And if you at the time of filing the return claim that I am actually going to invest it later, which is still within the time which is permissible, then the tax authorities have no way of knowing subsequently whether you actually invested or not. So at that time, you need to deposit this money in a special capital gains account scheme. And from there, you need to make investment. So the time limit still remains at 2 years or 3 years. That doesn't get extended. But within that time, if the due date of return which has come earlier, you need to make sure that you deposit the amount there. So that is where I think many times people miss out on that. Only there is a small relief available. If you have made the payment to a developer, for example, and the construction or the purchase was supposed to have been completed within the stipulated time of 2 or 3 years, but there is a delay on the part of the developer, some courts have taken a view that a lenient view can be taken in such cases, but not if you have failed to invest at all altogether.
So this is essentially in cases where possession of the property is delayed.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, you have already paid to the developer and he was supposed to give you the possession within 2 years. But he has not given. Now the question is, you have done whatever you could have done, and there is a genuine hardship being caused. So their courts have taken a little lenient view that in case it is beyond the control of the person and it is due to default on part of somebody else, as long as investment was made in time, then the benefit should be available.
Right. So that's the only place where you get an exemption, and that too because of the courts. Otherwise, Murli, there is really no extension. You have to, what you need to keep in mind is, if it's ready property that you're buying, you have to reinvest within 2 years. If it's under construction, you have to reinvest within a 3-year period. In the interim, you can hold that money in a capital gains account.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.